Howdos, this is Malton Street in Hull, and in 1938, just before the outbreak of war, and it was decreed that the city needed the air raid shelters, it was first decided to use the sort of available space. And behind me is an old Victorian school which had a little basement which was used as a shelter for the children that were here. Now it's used as a nightclub, the old schoolhouse on Witham in Hull, if you want to look it up. The owner didn't realise that the basement was actually used as a shelter. We found it in sort of local archive records. So we've just come to have a look around the evidence of what remains of the shelter, really. So cheers, come take a look. I'm here with Nick Moore. If you look at Nick's exploration, I'll put a link to his channel, and Nick's doing some drone footage of the school, so I'll include that with this clip as well. So yeah, let's go take a look at what remains of the shelter then. Okay, so this is the site of what the shelter would have been. We've got Mike Covell there, the famous local celebrity, and I've been described today as Robin to Mike's Batman. So let's just go have a quick look in here. So if you notice on the steps on the way down, you've got white strips which would have indicated the way to the shelter in the blackout. Eagle-eyed Nick spotted these earlier on. I walked past them pretty oblivious. So we think this would have been the shelter for children and the teachers. It's now used for drum and bass for the actual nightclub, but we think this would have accommodated up to about 100 people. Like I say, the school would have been about twice the size of what the current site is. So the shelter itself, I mean, it seems really small, but if you look at one of the other videos I've uploaded, I think I've entitled it the last air raid shelter, the last communal air raid shelter in Hull, which it clearly wasn't. Of Witham Street, if you look at the size of that shelter, I mean, that was for up to 50 people, and that was smaller than this room. So if you can imagine just benches against the wall. If you noticed, it's painted white inside here, which obviously would have reflected light, which is something you come across quite a lot of in World War II bunkers. So Hull's got like a few remaining shelters that have all, like this one, have been kind of reused, and we are sort of gradually working our way around them, trying to get permission to access them, like this one from the owner of the nightclub, a chap called Mike, who kindly let us in to have a little poke about. We've just been around an absolutely huge place, which I'm going to post a video of at some point when I've edited it, because that was a vast basement. Anyway, there's just one other feature I want to point out outside. Yeah, so there's just a closer look at the pin up the sides of the steps. An eagle-eyed Nick spotted some more pin earlier on, indicating a water source from the blackout. Just here, so if you just go past these bar tables, and here you've got the outside tap and the white paint around it, which I'm fairly certain is from the 1940s. So there you go. Cheers to Mike the owner for letting us have a little look around his nightclub. Cheers for watching, people.